So I've been testing a couple of other weapon combinations to see what my next PvP build is going to be, and I haven't given up my fire staff build or anything. It's still my baby, but as I mentioned in my build video, I do plan on making quite a few builds, so I've been leveling up some of the other weapons to see if I like anything or if anything catches my eye. And without getting too deep into it, I feel like a lot of the other weapons need some work. Uh, for PvP specifically, with the weapons we have available to us right now, I just feel like Rapier has all of the things you would want for a PvP build. It has burst, it has mobility, it has escape, and I just feel like unless you're in a medium or heavy armor build, right now hammer, axe, and even spear, to be honest, just really feel like you're losing trades because of how slow they are. Hopefully once some of the other weapons come in, like the Great Sword and the Void Gauntlet and the Earth Staff, we'll have some better combinations that we can put together. But as of right now, I can kind of only see myself using Rapier with maybe different off weapon setups. Now, I have been using the Ice Gauntlet with the Rapier, and I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't try it sooner, because this weapon is actually very nice to use with the Rapier. Now, it is pretty much a polar opposite to the Fire Staff, with the Fire Staff having a lot of mobility, but not a lot of tools to deal with targets in close range. That is where the Ice Gauntlet shines. With the Shower ability and the Entomb, it gives you a lot of options to deal with situations when you're in close range fights. Whereas when you're on the Fire Staff, you're kind of just left to roll and make distance to re-engage in a lot of fights. And on top of that, the Entomb ability actually can do quite a bit of damage. So you can kind of do a little bit of trickery and bait people into thinking that you're going to stay in your Entomb to heal, and instead kind of pop out to burst them and go into a combo. Now, you do see I'm using the Ice Spike ability instead of the Storm. While yes, the Storm ability is very good and probably one of the best, we'll never know if anything else is viable or good if we never try it. So I did want to try the Ice Spike ability to see if it was good, and I honestly think I'm probably going to use this over Storm. Once you get all the passes for it, it adds a stagger and a couple of more hits to the ability. And once you get good at aiming it, you can end up bursting people and also using it as an execute, because it has a passive to where it does extra damage to when they're low on health. So you're going to see here in a second in some of these fights that I'm going to commentate over, but I feel like this ability has the room to kind of push out Ice Storm and a couple of builds. So we've got a couple of 1v1s against a Great Axe Lifestaff player, and previously you've seen it's been pretty hard for me to finish off Lifestaff players, but that's the thing that I really like about the Gauntlet. It gives you the ability to finish off opponents much easier. But jumping right into it here, we hit her with a couple of light attacks and land the stagger on the spike, go into the Rapier combo, and just like that, we're able to put enough pressure to keep her on the back foot and be forced to heal. That is one of the things that I really like about the spike ability. Aside from the fact that if you are able to land it properly and actually hit all the spikes, it does a lot of damage. The stagger is actually very good. It actually stops people in their tracks. So it gives you enough time to either switch your Rapier and go for a combo, or if you're on the defensive, give you enough time to heal. But you're going to see here, we're just going to literally walk up to her, throw down an Ice Shower on top of her, and hit her with a ton of burst. The Ice Shower ability with the Rapier is one of the deadliest combos in the game, I feel like. Because unless you're running a Fire Staff or a Rapier yourself, and you're actually stuck in that ability, there's not much people can do to mitigate that burst that you get from the Rapier. So jumping into the next fight here, you're going to see how deadly the spike can be if you manage to land the Mighty Spike portion of it. But starting this one off, we see if we can get some initial burst with it. We miss, so we just jump into the Rapier and see if we can get some work done with that. We land a parry, but it doesn't stun her because I think it wasn't in range or it glitches. It throws down a Gravity Well, so we just jump into an Entomb to be safe during the duration. Hit her with a little bit of damage out of that. Throw down an Ice Shower, we go into Flachet to try to finish off that combo again. but we don't get a good enough snare to completely finish her off there. And she tops herself up with the life staff and turns the pressure back onto us. So we just kind of play a little bit defensive here so we can heal. Jump back into the rapier. We do manage to land the parry this time. Hit her with a really chunky backstab, and we try to follow it up to finish off the kill here. I switch to the gauntlet, and just like that, we do over 3,000 damage with the mighty spike there. As I mentioned before, it adds about 4 total hits to the ability. So if you are able to land it on somebody and they crit, you can do quite a bit of damage with this ability. So I'm really liking it, and I'm trying to practice and get better at aiming it. But last but not least here, we're just gonna go ahead and run these ads out and see if we can disengage them so we can get a clean 1v1. I jump into my Entomb just so I can get my mana back. And you're gonna see again how deadly the spike can be. But we jump out of the Entomb, try to go ahead and land it, but we miss it again. So just like that, we jump into the rapier to see if we can land, but she's doing a better job of keeping her spacing this time. We land the shower, but we're pretty low, so I try to go for the spike instead. And just like that, you see we land it and follow up off of the stagger into some evade combos into her back. And yeah, it's like I mentioned, if you can get good with the spike, it has a lot of utility. Not only can it burst, but the stagger just gives you so many options to either engage or disengage. So I'm really liking that ability. I'm liking the weapon in general. I'll probably have a build video out for it soon once I can max out this rapier and put some gear together for it. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.